Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Galactic Order by Gugwe. And here are the rules. Welcome to a quiet number galaxy. Okay, it's quiet number, interesting. The grid is a map of space, and the lines drawn across it form the shape of a galaxy. A spiral galaxy, yep. Your task is to place the digits from 1 to 9 so that the galaxy stays in balance. Each row, each column, and each 3x3 box must contain the digits 1 to 9 exactly once. This rule holds everything together. Some paths in the galaxy glow green. These are German whisper paths, and along these paths, neighboring digits must be very different. The difference between two adjacent digits must be at least 5. Small numbers cannot sit next to small ones, and big numbers keep their distance too. The whispers are loud and demand space. So as an example, say this were a 3, then this would have to be 8 or 9, because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. And that's an example of how these German whisper paths work. And I call them whisper 5, so keep that in mind when I use that. I'm not using it to try to get any credit or anything. I just think it makes... I was told this, but it was basically a setter called them Whisper 5 lines, and I thought it made a lot of sense because it's very extensible. So that's the reason why I call them Whisper 5 lines. And then we also have Dutch Whisper lines, which we will call Whisper 4 lines, because that's why it's extensible. Other paths glow orange. These are Dutch Whisper lines, Dutch Whispers paths. And neighboring digits along these paths must differ by at least 4. They allow a bit more harmony, but still no close neighbors. So, for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9, because those digits are 4 or more away from 3. And again, as I said, I like to call them Whisper 4 lines because it's extensible. You could have Whisper 3 lines, Whisper 2 lines, Whisper 1 lines. Whisper 1 lines are a little weird, or go up. Whisper 6 lines, Whisper 7 lines. It works very well that way. That's the only reason why I call them Whisper 5 and Whisper 4 lines. But you can call them German Whisper or Dutch Whispered lines too. That works also. And in fact, that's what the original names were, but, as I said, sometimes we don't have to be stuck in our ways, Anyways, let's continue. The purple paths are smooth energy streams, called Renband lines, and all digits on a purple line must be different and form a group of consecutive numbers, but they can appear in any order. So as an example, this is a 4-length Renband line, so it could be any 4 digits that are consecutive. So we could have something like 9, 8, 6, and 7, and that could work as a Renband line. So that's an example of how Renband lines work. Blue path lines are trade routes, known as region sum lines. When a blue line crosses from one 3x3 area into another, it is split into segments. On the same blue line, each segment has the same total sum, and different blue lines do not need to share the same sum. So, for example, if this were, let's use an example. Say this was 2, 4, and 3. Then this digit would have to be 9 because this is a segment, this is a segment, and this is a segment. So this could be then 5 and 4, potentially, right? To add up to 9. So each of the segments must add up to the same sum. And that's how region sum lines work. And so this is an example of how that works. And finally, small stars appear between some cells. These stars describe special relationships. A white star, which is a dot, means the two digits are consecutive. A black star, also a dot, means one digit is exactly double the other. Some stars show the letter X instead. X means the digits add up to 10. Follow the rules of the paths and the stars, and the galaxy will slowly reveal its order. Very nice rule description. It sort of tells a story about the whole thing. Anyways, as examples, so these are known as white Kropki dots, black Kropki dots, and X's. So as examples, say this was a 6 here, then this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. If this were, say, a 4, this digit would have to be 2 or 8 to make sure that one digit is double the other. And if this were, say, 3, this would have to be 7, because these two digits must add up to 10, because there's an X in between them. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, my eye was caught by the Ren band here. We have a Ren band. Well, it's caught by many things, but mainly this Ren band. This Ren band has to have 2 digits out of the 4 that add up to 10. If you try to have 1, 9, or 2, 8, or 3, 7 in that, they will never be able to form a Ren band. Because 3, as a 4-length Ren band, can only go up to 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 can only go down to 4, and then 2 and 8 are larger apart, so that doesn't work. So this has to be a 4-6 pair here. We also have to have 5 in this Ren band, right? We have 4, 6, so it's either 3, 4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6, 7. And 5 can never be on a whisper 5 line, because if you subtract 5 or more from 5, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. If you add 5 or more to 5, you get 10 or more, which is not a digit. So this cannot be 5 on this whisper 5 line, so this has to be a 5 here. That leaves this as 3 or 7. We also have a black Kropki dot on a whisper 5 line. So the only pair of digits where one is double the other and are 4 or more apart from each other is 4 and 8. So this has to be a 4-8 pair. This has to be a 4-8 pair for the same reasoning. And the reason why you know that is look at every other combination. 1, 2 are not 4 apart from each other. 2 and 3 are not 4. 2 and 4 are not 4 apart from each other. And 3 and 6 are not 4 apart from each other. And 4 is, because 4 is double of 4, which is a difference of 4 also. 5 could work if you had 10, but 10 is not valid as a digit. So that doesn't work. And then 6 above can't have digits that are double it, right? So this is a 4-8 pair. These digits have to be 4 apart from each other, and they add up to 10. So this is either 1, 9 or 3, 7 here. We're not sure which. 5 can only be next to 1 or 9 on a whisper 4 line. So this is 1 or 9. This is 3 or 7. It cannot be next to the other 3 or 7. On a whisper 5 line, you'll always alternate between low digits and high digits. So I'm going to color these. And the reason why you know that is because what digits can be next to a low digit, which we have 1 through 4. So the low digits are 1 through 4, high digits are 6 through 9. What digits can be next to a 1 through 4 on a whisper 5 line? You could have 1 can be next to 6 through 9, which is high. 2 can be next to 7 through 9, which is high. 3 can be next to 8 or 9, which is high. And 4 can be next to 9, which is also high. So you'll always alternate between low and high digits that way. And if you look at it reverse, it works the same way, right? 9 can be next to 1 through 4, which is low. 8 can be next to 1 through 3, which is low. 7 can be next to 1 or 2, which is low. 6 can be next to 1, which is low. So if you start coloring one color, you can basically say that this is going to be the opposite set, which means this is the opposite of that, which is the yellow set. So this is pink, this is yellow, and this is pink. Okay. This is a renban of 5 length, so you could have 3 through 7, but you cannot have 2 through 8, right? Because that's 7 digits for that renban. So this is either 3 and 7 or 4 and 6. Well, 7 cannot be next to a black crop key dot, because if it were, it just can't. Because if you have 7, that's 3.5, which is not a digit. If you double 7, you get 14, which is not a digit. So this is 3, 4, or 6. If this is 3, this has to be 6. If this is 6, this must be 3. If it's 4, this is 2 or 8. So either this is 3 and this can never be 6. If this were 6, this would have to be 4 next to it, and 4 and 6 are not 4 apart from each other. So therefore this can't be 3 ever. So this is 4 and 6, and this must be 4 and 6 here. So 4 and 6 are consecutive here. If you have 6 here, that's 3. If you have 4 here, this is 2 and 8. So that could be 2 and 8 correspondingly, or 7. So this 4, 6 pair eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the column. This can't be 4. This is 8, which means this can't be 8. This is 4. 8 eliminates 2, 8 as a possibility to add up to 10. So this has to be 3 and 7. This 3 eliminates 3 here. Sorry, this 3 is 1 to 2 ratio with 6, so that's 6, and this is 4. 4 is only consecutive with 5 and 3, and we already have a 3 on this renban, so this has to be 5, which makes this 2 or 7 here. 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 4, which makes this 6. This is 2 or 7 on this renban. 7 can only be next to 1, 2, or 3 on a whisper 4 line. And it can't be 3 because of the 3 in the column. So this is 1 or 2. 1 or 2 can only be next to 8 at a 4 and 8 on a whisper 4 line. So this is 8, this is 4. 4 cannot be next to 1 on a whisper 4 line, so this is 9. Okay. This digit must be equal to the sum of 3 other digits, at least. Or not at least. 3 digits. 3 unique digits, I should say. So that's at least 1, 2, and 3, so this must be at least 6. So this is 6, 8, or 9 here. And this is a high digit. So this is high, which must be next to low, which must be next to high, which must be next to low, which must be next to high, and then therefore this is low. So this must be 2. 2 can be next to 7, 8, or 9 on a whisper 5 line. And it can't be 9 because of 9 in the column, so this is 7 or 8, which can be next to 1 or 3. 1 or 3 can be next to... This can't be 6. So this is 7, 8, or 9 here, which is next to 1, 2, or 3. This can't be 3 because of 3 in the row, so this can't be 3 and 7. So this is 1 or 2 next to 8 or 9 here. these are in a these add up to 10, and they have to be at least 5 apart from each other. So 4, 6 is not allowed. You have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9, but 8 and 9 cannot be here, so therefore this can't be 1, 2. This can't be 3, 7, so this can't be 3, 7, and this 8 eliminates 8 here, so this is 9. So this is 9, which makes that 1. 1 cannot be in column 6 then. So 1 has to be one of these digits here. We don't know which. 9 is a high digit. So this is high, this is low. Therefore, this is low, high, low, and high. So it cannot be 6 or 7 because of 6 or 7 in the box. It has to be 8 or 9. That's consecutive with also 8 or 9. So both of these must be high, right? Because we can't have 6 or 7 there, and 8 and 9 can only be next to 7, 8, or 9. So this must be an 8, 9 pair, which means this section or segment adds up to 17. So this adds up to 17. And 17 minus 8 is 9. So these two must be in a 1 to 2 ratio and add up to 9. So this is 3 and 6 as a pair. That eliminates 3 and 6 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 3 or 6. It cannot be 8 or 9. It must be 7. And 7 can only be next to 1 and 2 on a whisper 5 line. And this can't be 1 because of 1 in the row. So this is 2, which makes this 1. That eliminates this from being 1. So where is the 1 in this central box? It has to be here. So this is 1. So the pinks are low. And the yellows are high. So this must be 7. So this is 7, which makes this 2. The last low digit is 3. 1 eliminates 1 here, so that's 2. This can't be 6 anymore. So this is 8 or 9. And these digits are consecutive and add up to what this digit is. Well, consecutive digits, one must be even and one must be odd, so they add up to an odd sum. So this cannot be 8, which is even, so this is 9, this is 8. 2 and 8, well, we already knew that. Therefore, this must be 4 and 5. 4 can't be here because of 4 in the row, so this is 5, that's 4. 4 can be consecutive with 3 or 5, but this can't be 5 because of 5 in the column. So this is 3, and to add up to 9, which this has to because of the region sum line, which adds up to 9 as a segment, this must be 5. 3 is next to 8 and 9 on the whisper 5 line. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row, so this is 8. This is 9, which eliminates 9 here, so that's 8 and 9 there. 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 1. This is 4. It cannot be next to 1, 3, or 7 because none of those are 4 away from it, so it has to be 9 here, which forces this to be 1. 1 can be next to 5 through 9, and it cannot be 8 or 9 or 5, so this is 6 or 7 here. 6 or 7, if it's 6 here, that's next to a 2. If it's 7, it could be 2 or 3, but if it's 7 here, that would force this to be 3 and 7 to add up to 10, which is not allowed. So this is always going to be 2 then. So this is 2, which makes this 8, which means this can't be 8, that's 7. 3 cannot be next to 7 on a whisper 5 line, so this is 1. 2 and 8 are here. This Renban is 6 in length, and it has an 8. So it's either 4 through 9 or 3 through 8. This cannot contain 9, 8, or 7 to add up to 10. So this has to be 4 and 6. And this can't be 4 because of 4 in the row, so that's 6 and 4. 4 is consecutive with 3 or 5, but this can't be 3 because of 3 in the row. So this is 5. We have this digit's consecutive with 6, cannot be 5 because of 5 in the column. So this is 7. That leaves this as 3 or 9, and it cannot be 9 because of 9 in the row. So this is 3. And the rest we probably can do just by doing normal Sudoku. Actually, we have to because that's all we have. Remaining digits in row 2 are 8 and 6. 6 can't be here because of 6 in the box, so this is 8, that's 6. Remaining digits of row 3 are 2 and 3. This can't be 2 because of 2 in the box, so that's 3 and 2. In row 4, we have 2 and 6. This can't be 2 because of 2 in the column, so that's 6 and 2. Row 5, we have 4 and 7. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the box, so that's 4 and 7. This must be 1, and this must be 5 for the same reasoning. Column 2, we have 1 and 9. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the box, so this is 9, and this is 1. Column 7, let's do column 4. Column 4, we have 2 and 8. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the box, so this is 2 and 8. Column 5, we have 3 and 6. And this can't be 3 because of 3 in the box, so that's 6 and 3. Remaining digits in 6 and 7 in column 6, and this is 6, and that's 7. Column 7, we have 2 and 5 remaining. This can't be 2 because of 2 in the box, so this is 5 and 2. Column 8, we have 4 and 5 remaining. This can't be 4 because of 4 in the box, so it's 5 and 4. That leaves this as an 8 in the rest of that box. Row 1, we have 3 and 9 remaining. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the column, so that's 3 and 9. Remaining column 1. Let's do, this is 6 or 7 in column 3. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the row, so this is 7, which makes this 6. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 3 and 6. Remaining digits in row 7, we have 3 and 9. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the column, so it's 3 and 9. We have 5 and 7. This must be 7. That's 5. And that leaves this as a 4 and this as a 1. Congratulations! The galaxy is now in balance, and every path and star has found its place. Very nice. Very smooth. The clues worked very well together, I felt. And it was just a nice little puzzle, and I liked the introduction. There was a nice, it felt like it had a story there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.